Oh, hi Treehouse Kids. I miss you so much. You might be wondering where Mrs. Greco is. Well, you know that I'm a teacher, and so all of my classes are now online, just like yours are. So this is a little bit of what happens in a teacher's house when you have to make videos just as if it were from your classroom. So I brought all the stuff from my classroom here, and now I'm making videos. But that's not why I'm here to talk to you today. I'm here to talk to you about BGMC. You're going to watch a video that talks about where do missionaries come from. And, well, I think you'll find it pretty interesting that missionaries come from people just like you, boys and girls and men and women who have heard the call of God on their life. And they just say, okay, Lord, if you have something for me to do, I'm ready to do it. Well, today I also want to talk to you a little bit about our BGMC boxes, our buddy boxes. Well, we were supposed to collect them the end of March, and here we are in April, and we still haven't been back to church. So if you would please keep collecting the money in those. I mean, if you need another box, get an Amazon box and start putting money in there. Because let me tell you, missionaries around the world are struggling with the COVID-19 just like we are. We have missionaries in many countries who are only allowed to be out of their house 1 hour a day. I just mean like out the front door. They live in big cities and they're not allowed to get out. When you think about what a missionary does, it's meeting people and being with others. And that's pretty much stopped right now for the entire world, not just for America. And so one of our biggest jobs in BGMC is not only to give, not only to go if God asks us to go, but most importantly, to pray for our missionaries. And since we can't be out and about, I want to challenge you, boys and girls, to pray for, are you ready for it? 60 seconds, 1 minute a day for all of our missionaries around the world. Maybe the first thing when you wake up in the morning, you stretch, you start thinking about your Honey Nut Cheerios, and before you even get out of bed, you say, Lord, I ask you to please bless our missionaries across the world today. And here's the 3 things that I want you to pray for them. I want you to pray that God would protect them. This virus is everywhere, and they need God's protection on them so that their family and they don't get sick. They need provision. You know, sometimes, missionaries are supported by the money that people give them. We ask that God would provide everything they need in money, with food. A lot of countries are running out of food, and our missionaries can't get food. It's not like they ship it from America. They absolutely cannot get food. So pray for protection, pray for provision, which is a word that means give them what they need, and then also that they would feel God's presence. There are 3 P's: protection, provision. What else did I say? God's presence, exactly. That they would feel God's presence with them. They're away from their families, they're away from their grandmas and grandpas, and that they would know that God is with them no matter where in the world they are. God is with them. Will you do that with me this next month before we meet again? Promise to just pray for 60 seconds each morning before you get out of bed that God would provide, that He would protect, and that He would show His presence to His missionaries around the world. I miss you so much. I wish we could be together, but until we can, remember, a little bit of change can change the world. Love you guys.
Where do missionaries come from? We have missionaries all over the world who spend their lives helping people know about Jesus. They're in Africa, Asia, Latin America, they're everywhere. We also have missionaries in European countries like France, Germany, and Holland. Most missionaries have to learn a new language so they can talk to the people in the countries they go to. Some missionaries go to faraway cold places like Russia, Mongolia, and Alaska, or to beautiful warm islands like Fiji or Tonga. But where do missionaries come from? Most missionaries were kids just like you who listened to great stories of missionaries helping needy people around the world. Then God planted a seed of missions deep down in their hearts. That seed was a seed of compassion or caring. As these boys and girls got older, they learned more and more about missions. As they learned more about missions, the seed grew and grew. It grew into a heart of caring for people around the world. Then, God asked them if they would be willing to leave their home and spend their lives as missionaries. This is their missionary calling. It's the moment God says, "Will you go?" And the missionary says, "Yes, I'll go." Sometimes they'll know the place they'll go to because God tells them. He may have said Argentina, Cambodia, or Tanzania. Other times missionaries go where the need is the biggest. Once somebody decides to be a missionary, they have to get ready. They study and learn a whole lot about the Bible. They also start doing some kind of ministry, like in a church. Then the day comes when they begin to itinerate. I know, big word, huh? It just means they travel from church to church, asking people to pray for them and support them with money. Soon it's time for them to travel to the country God has called them to. Usually, they travel by plane to a place God needs them to tell people about Jesus. Some of them start schools, orphanages, or plant churches. Sometimes they feed people and provide clean water. But always, they tell people that Jesus died for their sin. Some kids grow up praying and giving to help our missionaries. Other kids not only pray and give, but they hear God's call and they go as missionaries somewhere in the world. So I guess we could say that, well, you are where missionaries come from.